This is such a surreal moment in Irish history in terms of secondary school. And I didn't ever think that I'd have to make this video or even be talking about this right now. It's not exactly how I expected May of 2020 to go. But you know what, this is reality, and this is right now, this is the present, and I wanted to make this video. It's going to be a lot different than what I usually post, because as soon as I heard the news yesterday, as soon as the Department of Education released the news, I just really felt God putting on my heart to share this video, and to kind of share just something, because I know that in the next few days there's going to be a lot of opinions, there's going to be a lot of uncertainty, there's going to be a lot of stress, and just a lot of, I don't know, just a lot of controversy, because it is such a huge decision and it's impacting a lot of people right now, in good ways and bad ways. And this video is not something that is like, oh, let me share my opinion because I'm an obnoxious teenager who just wants the attention. It's nothing like that. It's a video that hopefully brings hope, and it brings a different perspective to this whole situation, because I know that that's what we need right now, is not another opinion or another controversy or another just giving out about our situation and how unfair this is, because as much as it can look like it is unfair, and as much as it is unfair to a lot of people, I wanted to just share something that is hopefully uplifting, and hopefully just encourages you during this time if you're a Leaving Cert student or you've been impacted by this decision in any way. So it's going to be very raw. It's not going to have a bunch of cute little edits in it. And yeah, so I just want to I was praying yesterday, and I just wanted to kind of give 3 little points that encouraged me, and just 3 verses that encouraged me to look at this in a different kind of light. I'm not really going to share my opinion about the whole thing, because I think everybody should just be entitled to having their own opinion on it, because it is affecting everybody in different ways. So yeah, I hope it encourages you a little bit, and yeah, I don't know, this is such a weird time. The first thing I kind of wanted to talk about is that our time is not wasted. And as soon as we heard this news, the first thought that came into my head was actually surprisingly like, oh my gosh, the last couple of months, the last 6 years of my life have been wasted because I don't get to do my Leaving Cert as it's supposed to happen. But I was just reminded that, you know, secondary school is so much more than just about you know, doing my Leaving Cert. And I think that sometimes we get so caught up in Leaving Cert, and if you're watching this and you haven't yet done your Leaving Cert, I hope that it serves as a reminder that what we learn in secondary school and this time of growing from a child into an adult is how we treat other people, is how we socialize, is how we respect one another, about how we are open-minded to embracing diversity and change, and the fact that we've gotten to have so many incredible memories, along with the academic side of things, of thinking critically and just being ready for college, or whatever you're doing next. Not everybody goes to college, but I really hope that you don't feel regretful of your time, because something that I have, you know, really held close to my heart these last 6 years is waking up every morning and trying to start my day and go throughout my day, not regretting anything, you know, not regretting talking to that person who is alone, standing in the corner at lunchtime, or treating people out of a place of anger, or not doing your best just because it's a little bit hard and you feel a bit lazy that day. Obviously we're not perfect because we're humans, but our time is not wasted. And as long as you gave your 100% in everything that you did, I don't think you should feel like your time is wasted. And a verse that encouraged me and reminded me of this was Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 to 6. And it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will make your path straight." And this is actually the quote that I'm going to use for my yearbook, because it has been so true. And I believe that whether you're a Christian or not, it still, can apply to your life. Because when we trust God's will, he brings the right people along, he brings the right moments along every single day that means something. And even though it might seem insignificant at the time, what I've realized is that he always works together for his good, and he always makes it so much more meaningful than we ever could. So I just want to encourage you that your time in secondary school is not wasted. And if you feel like you're regretting something right now, let it serve as a lesson to you to not regret the next season that you're going to go into, and give your all into the next season that you're going to go into, whatever that looks like for you. So yeah, and then the second thing is to always give your best. With this whole calculated grading thing, even if you're going to, some people might be choosing to sit their exams later on, depending on the outcome, but we are not now just being based for this one exam. We're going to be based, if you read the policies and stuff, we're going to be based off of so much more than that. We're going to be based off of like how we did the small tasks like our homework, and how we participated in class, and yeah, there's just so much more factors in it. And I think it's important to realize that we should always give our best in life, like I was kind of talking in the other point. That we always need to make sure that we're going into doing things with our 100%. And a verse that always challenges me when I read it is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 33. And it says, So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. And even if you're not a Christian, whatever we do in this life should always reflect and come from a place of trying to be excellent and not trying to burn yourself out, because there's such a fine line. Like, you could make a whole other video talking about the difference between perfectionism and being realistic and just trying to do things well, because we need to find that balance, and we can't burn ourselves out, but we also need to push ourselves beyond what we think we're capable of, because a lot of the times we are more capable than we think we are. And we're given a mind to think, and we're given a mind to reason. Like, we're the only things on this planet that can have the ability to reason. And sorry, a message just came through my laptop. And I think that we need to use that for and I think that we need to use that and steward it the best that we can. And if you sometimes feel like you're not capable, I just want to remind you that you are. And I think that this Leaving Cert being cancelled is just such a great reminder that even if you're coming out of secondary school, or you're in secondary school, or whatever stage of life you're at, always do your best in whatever you do, because you don't know how it could somehow all of a sudden count. So yeah. And then the last thing I kind of wanted to say was that life is not fair all the time, and I know a lot of us probably feel a lot of injustice, especially if you're a Leaving Cert student, because we feel like we're not given the same opportunity as the past generations. Because, like, guys, the Leaving Cert has been going on since 1925, and I looked that up yesterday, and I was like looking at all these like exam papers from 1925, and it's crazy how we're, as far as I know, the first year that aren't going to get this chance. And we've been building up to it for so long, and it's just not the same. But I just wanted to remind you and encourage you, because it encouraged me, that life is not always going to be fair, and there are so many injustices that are so much worse than this. But it's how we respond to it. A lot of the times, my dad said when I was younger, when I got frustrated or angry at things, that he said that you can't control the situation, but you can control your reaction to the situation. And that is so true, because we can't mourn the loss of what we can't control. And you might have your opinions about how this could have been done better, but regardless of that, I think we need to respect the authorities. We need to respect our Taoiseach, the Department of Education. Even if we don't agree with them, we can still challenge them into how we can make this better for everybody, but I don't think that we should do it in a way that's angry or mad at people. So yeah, and the verse that, you know, encourages me through when I feel injustice is John chapter 16 verse 33, and it says, "I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." And this verse is so comforting. And every time that we feel injustice or we feel like we've been done wrong, so remember that we should act from a place of love, and we should act from a place that respects people, and respects the authorities around us, but also not afraid to, you know, try to advise and try to make things better. So I hope this video encouraged you, and that you, whether you're a Christian or not, that you just take comfort in these, and that you use the best of the situation, that you continue just to flourish, and I hope that this brought a little bit of hope and a bit of a different perspective on all of it. And of course, depending on your situation, it could be a lot worse, could be a lot better, but I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I'm just grateful that God has, you know, comforted me with these, and I hope that they encourage you also. I hope that during this time that you just use it to your advantage, and you just continue learning and continue to love learning, because learning is such an incredible thing through reading books and just finding out what you're passionate about during this time that you have a bit of you have more time to be able to do what you want. Use it productively and learn new skills and hobbies, and just live life to the best that you can right now, and don't regret things come September or October, whenever college or your next chapter of life is starting. But yeah, so congratulations, class of 2020. We have graduated, and yeah, this is exciting to see what's going to happen, and we'll definitely be going down in the history books as one of the most unique years ever. I also really hope that you have family and friends around you that love and support you and care about you. So yeah, because it is hard to process all these things. Take time to just let it settle in. It's quite a shock, so it's not going to just all of a sudden, oh yeah, Leaving Cert's cancelled, because we've been studying crazily for the last few months. So yeah, just allow it to just process and sink in, and do what you love, as cheesy as it sounds. And yeah, that's kind of all I have to say. Hope you guys are well and staying safe. See you.